everybody, and welcome to yet another amazingly hilarious Just Saying. I'm your host, Josh. Thank you so much for joining me. I know we just posted an episode 2 days ago, but I am so eager to make sure this season gets done. And it is Sunday, so it's a new week. Unless you go by Monday starting the new week, but I go by Sunday, so Sunday starts the new week. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the show done. But first, I need to ask a serious question here. One that I know you're all dying to know the answer to, and that question is, where's my mouse? No, there it is. What is Josh drinking? And on the show today, what else would I drink than good old Mountain Dew? PepsiCo, call me. That's all I'm saying. Just give me a jingle. We can chat. That Mountain Dew tastes weird. Anyway, so maybe, and here's a little tip, PepsiCo. And for those of you sitting in our real studio audience, Mountain Dew and toothpaste, not a good combo. Not a good combo. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. As I said, I know I did an episode 2 days ago. It's Sunday, so it's a new week. I'm getting this one out. Normally, when I filmed the other day, it was Friday the 13th. And normally on the show, I do a good luck, bad luck. This time, I did a premiere, so I didn't have to, but I chose to do some normal kind of sketches or segments. This time, today's episode, we are going to honor the Friday the 13th, and yeah, so it's going to be good luck, bad luck, and I'm going to warn you all right now, it's bad luck for you guys. Good luck for me, because I'm getting episode 2 done. Check that off the list. But bad luck for you, because you have to see the pictures that I'm about to post. But it was bad luck for me, because I found the pictures to begin with. Anyway, moving on. I told you guys the other day that in order to film my show, I had to rearrange my family room, which is where I'm filming right now. I mean, I'm filming in a big production studio. And I rearranged some furniture. Well, I put the futon that I have, that I always leave into a bed because my dog likes to sleep on it, or at least lay on it, back over in the corner over there. And all day Friday, and half the day yesterday, she'd get up there, she'd lay down, hop off. Then she'd come over here to her little throne, which is the back of that recliner that I told you guys about a long time ago. And then she'd go back up there and lay down and then hop right back off. And I'm like, what is she doing? And then I saw that here's the end of the futon, right here is an electrical outlet. So I was like, well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe she's shocking herself. I don't know. So I put on my shopping list that I'm going to forget when I go shopping to get the little plug-in thingies, the stoppers. So I'm sitting here, I'm watching her, and she's hopping down. And then she'd go lay somewhere else for a little bit, get up, hop back up, curl, do her little nesting thing for an hour, lay down, and then she'd hop right back up. I'm like, what is going on? So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to make it into a couch, and she can lay on that for a little bit until I figure something out. I make it into a couch, and it's facing the wrong way. I had it backwards. Flipped it around, she hopped right up, laid down, and went to sleep. Dogs know. That's why they nest, people. It's why they nest. I don't know. I just made that part up, but it's the only thing I could think of. So, let's go ahead and get the show. I already answered that. It's time for the host chat. Let's be real. Let's be real. Just a little bit. Nothing happened since my last video. It was only 2 days ago. I don't live inside it. I don't live in an exciting neighborhood or town. I live in a great town, but it's not that exciting. And when it's exciting, let me tell you, I am always the last to know. I'll call somebody and be like, did you hear so-and-so did such and such? And they're like, that's like last week. I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm always the last to know everything. And it's sad because I created and am still moderator for one of the town's Facebook groups. Yeah, we have 2 Facebook groups. We're kind of slowly starting to become one again, but here's what happened. A long time ago, I actually was living in this apartment. When I first moved into this apartment, it was probably it's January-ish, and there were some booms going off. And so some lady posted on Facebook, hey, are those gunshots? What are the booms? And she started getting picked on. They're like, why can't we shoot off fireworks for somebody's birthday? And blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? First of all, it's illegal. That's why. Second of all, she just asked a simple question. Can't you just say we're shooting off fireworks for somebody's birthday? Instead of picking on her, oh, you're going to get scared. It's a big boom. Like, literally, they were picking on this woman. So I created my own. And here we are, however many years later. I think I just had the 7-year anniversary of it. And the old moderators of the old bad group are no longer the moderators of it. So it's starting to turn around. Hopefully, we can become one happy family. It's my goal. And so far, it's working. I do have some good news to tell you. I just did a scratch-off lottery ticket and won $1. That's right. Put that in the lock-away safe. Spent 10, got 1, but I still have 1 to scratch off. So, unless Producer Man does it for me. But Producer Man is the type of person that will buy a scratch off because he's addicted to them. In fact, he gave them to me. And then he will scratch off the little barcode, open his little app, and scan it. I'm like, what is the point of that? Half the fun, okay, let's be real, 99% of the fun is scratching it off. And then he's like, yeah, but it gets so confusing, you have to make a line, and then you have to, I don't know why I'm making his voice like that. Probably just to make fun of him, but then you have to have a line, and then you have to read the rules, so if I just scan it, I'm like, then don't get crazy ones. Get ones like this, where you just match the winning numbers. And you'll win. Anyway. We'll see. Moving on. Let's see what else is going on in my life. Yeah, no. Nothing. I got nothing for you. I got a new shiny dime. If I can pick it up. It's a new dime. Speaking of coins, y'all hear that they are not making the penny anymore? You know what coin we really don't need? The nickel. You know why? And for a long time, the nickel has been bothering the crap out of me. Because here, think about it. You use 4 pennies, and then you bring out a 5th one, you get a nickel. Okay? Follow my logic here. You have 1 nickel that's 5 cents, you get out another one that's 10 cents. Oh, that's a dime. Then you have to have 5 more dimes to get to 2 quarters. You don't need so many nickels. We only need 2 to make a dime. How many times do you ever just be, I need a nickel? No, you never do that. Get rid of the nickel. It's driving me nuts, government. We need the pennies. It's weird to see on your receipt every time that something is exactly 70 cents or 80 cents. Just drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. But hey, I don't work for the mint. I never will. I don't want to. That'd be too much of a headache in my opinion. Speaking of headaches, it's time for another cheesy monologue. That's right, everybody. What is going on? I totally did my show in the wrong order. I tried to put them in order, but it didn't work. So I'm gonna scroll through my teleprompter here. Hold on. Moving along. Okay. It's time for some jokes. That's right. It's time for another cheesy monologue. As you know, this weekend is all about the Oscars. They air tonight. So I went to our friends at LateNightLOL.com and in the search bar typed in Oscars. While outdated, all the jokes will have something to do with the Oscars. Hold on tight. Here we go. At Sunday's Oscars, female nominees will receive a gift bag that includes a voucher for vaginal rejuvenation, or as it's being called, the closest Hollywood's getting to caring about who you are on the inside. I thought that one was funny too. Everyone in LA is gearing up for the Oscars. The limos are running, the champagne is popping, and the Botox is flowing. In his Oscars monologue, Chris Rock said let's try that again. In his Oscars monologue, Chris Rock said that the black actors should get roles like Leonardo DiCaprio does. The black actors saw the bear scene from The Revenant and said, "No, we're good. We're good." Today in New York City is the Westminster Dog Show. It's the Oscars of dog shows. The Westminster Dog Show and the Oscars are very different, of course. One's nothing but yapping and butt sniffing, and the other's a dog show. I need to learn to read. Last night, a toilet flooded in the lobby where the Oscars were being held, so the show won an Oscar for Best Portrayal of a Carnival Cruise. And I really miss my broncha. This Sunday is the Oscar, or as they're officially being called, Horrors, the Meryl Streep edition. This year, producers have dropped the name of the Academy Awards and are just calling it the Oscars, since that's how people are referring to it. For the same reason, the Tonys are being now renamed the Gay Olympics. I'm gay, I can say that joke. One of the highlights of last night's Oscars was the presentation by 94-year-old Kirk Douglas. Of course, when the telecast began, he was only 89. Get it? Because they're long. Okay. Some people call the Oscars the gay Super Bowl. No, I don't think it's fair. I think it's balanced. This year, Ellen DeGeneres is hosting. Bette Midler is performing. There will be a tribute to the Wizard of Oz. Okay, stop. I take it back. Even the Tony Awards are saying, dude, that's pretty gay. Sunday night's Oscars are being called the most diverse ever, with a Mexican winning Best Director, a Kenyan winning Best Supporting Actress. Matthew McConaughey noticed this and said, "Finally, it's not all white, all white, all white." Get it? Okay. And finally, Life of Pi took home 4 Oscars. It's about a young boy trapped at sea on a small boat with a man-eating tiger. Yet, with all of that, it's still a better way to travel than Carnival Cruise. Yeah. Now, here's the fun part. I get to scroll all the way back up and go back to my news, because I had my intros in the wrong order. And I didn't think to check. Anyway. With that said, it's time for the rundown. I want you all to take a deep breath in and out. Okay, we did that for a reason. And that's because it has officially been said Dolly Parton is okay. That's right. During her first appearance since canceling her Vegas show, Dolly Parton has announced that she's, quote, doing fine, end quote, and saying that she's, quote, taking good care of her health and taking care of her health concerns, end quote. The announcement comes after she greeted visitors at Dollywood's season opening. Going further, the country icon explained that she quote, got worn out and worn down, end quote, following the death of her husband Carl Dean in March of 2025. As she always does, she stayed positive, saying, quote, I just got myself kind of where I needed to build myself back up spiritually, emotionally, and physically, but it's all good and it didn't slow me down, end quote. Despite what her sister Frida stated, which caused a panic among all of her fans, and 99% of the world, that she had stayed up all night praying for her sister Dolly, later clearing up the post saying, "It didn't mean to scare anyone or make it sound so serious when asking for prayers for Dolly. She was just a little bit under the weather, and I simply asked for prayers because I believe strongly in the power of prayer." End quote. So, great news, Dolly Parton's all good. She can go to the season opening of her Dollywood, but she can't make her birthday party. She can't make the amusement park Hall of Fame, nor could she make her video. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying I'm glad she's finally up and out. Sadly, though, she still cannot see her shoes. Because her boobs are big. That wasn't in the script. And now I know why. Because it was dumb. Here's the next story. If I can find the right mouse. There we go. Former Congress member Jasmine Crockett lost a member of her security team when the Texas police shot and killed him during a standoff. Mark King reportedly ran inside a hospital parking garage and then barricaded himself inside a vehicle while being pursued by SWAT officers. CBS reports that they shot tear gas into the vehicle, causing him to exit, and then pulled out a gun and that's when they fatally shot him. The police say he was wanted for impersonating a law enforcement officer. CBS reported that he was running, quote, off-duty police services, end quote, online, which finds off-duty gigs for North Texas cops. He also cruised around in an imitation undercover police vehicle with license plates stolen from other cars while outside the military recruiting office. So apparently he was never a police officer, never should have been in her security. But hey, she's safe, and that's all that matters. Okay? Here's a story that I had to put this story in because it kind of hits close to home. I'm not saying I have this, but I understand what Doja Cat's going through. Doja Cat recently came out and said that she has revealed that she's been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, or BPD, and is struggling with it after living with the condition for years. She gave us a health update on TikTok and told her fans that the illness caught up to her after being told to pretend that she's someone she's not as a child and living with the "I'll get it done" mentality. She states that although it's probably been going on forever and that she's been agonizing over it, she says that she's been in therapy for years and has had to relive and that she's so relieved and proud of how far she's come. According to the Mayo Clinic, BPD is a mental health condition that affects the way people people feel about themselves and others. Having this illness makes it difficult for people to function in everyday life and includes a pattern of unstable, intense relationships, as well as impulsiveness and an unhealthy way of seeing themselves. I have to say, I'm not saying that I have that, but before my mental breakdown in 2019, that's kind of how I felt. I felt like everybody around me was talking about me, but I'm not saying that I have that. I've never been diagnosed with it. I'm just psycho. Ask anyone. Okay, here's the next story. This one, I don't like talking about this guy, but this story actually has some merit to it. So I'm going to read you the story. Tell me in the comments below, do you agree? Do you disagree? Here we go. Diddy's legal team is now stating that his 50-month sentence, which was handed down by Judge Arun Subramanian, is unjust, and that the judge was acting as a quote-unquote 13th juror, adding time to his sentence for things he was already found not guilty of. According to his legal team, Diddy was acquitted on major federal charges as he faced as part of his 2-month trial, and was only convicted on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution, which according to his team is a perversion of justice, and the sentence given to him was 4 times higher than that of a normal prostitution-related Mann Act conviction. Mann Act is in M-A-N-N. They are asking for his immediate release. So, supposedly, what they're saying is, instead of getting the normal sentence for prostitution-type offenses, he got one that was 4 times higher because they believe that the judge punished him. They believe that the judge punished him for things that he was found not guilty of. What do you guys think? Did he get the right amount of jail time? And I have to say, I don't know, I think it was 50 months, is what I heard. And you can only sentence him to 2 counts of transportation for purposes of prostitution. I think 50 months is a little extraordinary, if you ask me. Especially for only what he was convicted guilty of. I feel bad for the guy. I don't like him. Never liked him. Always thought he was kind of weird. And finally, another group of people that I do not like to talk about, and no, it's not Trump. I told you I tried to keep politics out of it. But this one is really a little finger. It's YouTube. I can do it. Ha! Here we go. Don't look at the screen if you don't like the Kardashians. And finally, getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, the infamous Kardashian sex tape. That's right, Ray J, the one she had sex with in the tape, says he's ready to bring out major witnesses in his ongoing war with Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner over who actually leaked the tape, and Ray J knows exactly how it went down. The singer's lawyer Howard King told TMZ if Kim or Kris want to continue denying that they worked with Vivid Entertainment's boss Stephen Hirsch to release the tape, King's team is ready to call him to the stand. TMZ broke the story that Kim and Kris both filed a sworn declaration this week saying they did not mastermind a plan to shoot, sell, and release the sex tape. Kim Kardashian superstar. Apparently she's a superstar at sex. I don't know. The statements were made under oath, and King claims the mother-daughter duo lied. Shocker. According to TMZ, King insists that Hirsch could and will confirm the role that Kim and Kris played in leaking the tape. He also fired a warning to Kim stating that if she wants to be a lawyer one day, perjury is not the way to do it. I don't think she wants to be a lawyer. I think maybe she was prepping herself for something like this. But, you have to think, why was it leaked? No one knew her at the time. It's not that I've seen it. I'm gay. I don't want to see Kim Kardashian naked. I don't even want to see Ray J naked. I mean, he's attractive, but I don't want to. Let alone way back then. And it's the tape, the sex tape, that made Kim Kardashian so famous. You can't tell me it was not a publicity stunt. It was totally publicity because all of a sudden they're famous because it accidentally got leaked. If somebody leaked my sex tape, all 7,000 that are out there, I'm kidding. I would never do that. If someone wants to leak a sex tape of me and I become famous for it, first of all, I'd become famous for the show. Secondly, because I don't film my sex. And third, I would thank them. I'm a multi-bazillionaire now because you made a stupid move and released my sex tape. Had you not done that, I'd be a $10 heir. I don't know. What do you think? Write in the comments below. Tell me what you think is going on. But I definitely think, I'm not saying they're the ones that leaked it. I'm saying they were in on the leak. And I hope it turns out that they're right. All right, get those people off my screen. enough of that. As you know, yesterday was Friday the 13th, and it's a tradition on our show to play on that. So today we're going to be taking a look at good luck, bad luck. Be real. It's my show, people. It's going to be all bad luck. And then really bad luck. I hate when people do their own handiwork. Just hire someone to do the work for you. And even when you do, sometimes you get stuff like in this next segment that I like to call DIY. Hypothetically speaking, you go up to somebody's door. Do you ring the doorbell or do you knock? First of all, I just want to know what's etiquette? Etiquette. Is that the right word? Etiquette? Yeah. What is the proper etiquette here? If they have a doorbell, are you supposed to ring the doorbell versus knocking? I always knock. I don't know why. I'm just always afraid I'd rather knock and them not hear me while they're sleeping than ring the doorbell that it's happened to me and jump out of bed like my house is on fire and then scurry around to get clothes on. I don't know. I just always feel like knocking on the door is less... I feel like if you ring the doorbell, it's more important. I don't know. But regardless, I wouldn't ring this person's doorbell, regardless if I was a doorbell ringer. And here's why. To ring the doorbell, connect the wires. No, thank you. To live to see another day, knock on the door. Yeah. Here's the next one. Okay, let me go off on a little tangent here. Can I get the tangent clock going, please? Thank you. I have a tangent clock that we're putting in. I'm getting it pulled up. Hold on. So I have a tangent clock now because Producer Man says I spend way too much time on my tangents, which I'm doing right now, and don't have enough time to complete my show. And so everything's running over and it just... Anyway. So as I'm going off on that tangent without the clock going, let's go ahead. It's 2 minutes. It's 1 minute. I can talk for 1 minute about random things off topic. But this is kind of on topic, but not the story I want to give you. So start the tangent clock. Have you guys heard this new trend that hotels are doing where they are taking the wall away from your bathroom? Where all of a sudden it's the bathroom and a glass shower and then beds. It's odd. Tangent clock stupid because it was only 18 seconds. So, anyway. Here's the next one. Now, I don't get that trend, which I'm thinking this person is playing off of. I don't know. But at least they got a door. But it's a glass door. So you walk in their house and boom, there's the bathroom. No walls. Just a random door in front of the toilet. I don't know. It looks like a rich person house. I'm not a rich person, so maybe that's why I don't understand it. Anyway. Here's the next one. How many of you, because I'm guilty of it as much, more so with mopping a floor, but you know that when you mop a floor, you paint a floor, I don't know, put stain on a hardwood floor, you start in a corner and work toward a doorway, right? Not this lady! I wonder how long she stood there. I mean, there have been times where, like, I'm cleaning my house and I'm mopping and I'm like, oh crap, the doorway's over there. And I know that I'm going to already have to redo where I walk. But with varnish, girl, oh no. That was really gay of me. Just saying. Here's the next one. Okay, so I put this one in here because it's kind of an inside joke with my family. We are firm believers of the butcher block. Growing up, we always had a butcher block in our kitchen. And my dad actually made the butcher block that my dad uses. And so for a holiday, or just because he loves them more than me, I don't know. I'm kidding. He loves us all the same. That's an inside joke as well. He's making them a butcher block. Personally, I don't give a rat's behind about butcher blocks. I don't have one. Whatever. This serves no purpose but for one plate. A butcher block you're supposed to use to help chop, and no, not like one, and it's not like it can have more than one drawer to it. Like, that's just a waste of material. I don't know. Rich people. Here's the next one. Now, I do not mean this offensively when I show this picture. After I put this picture in here, producer man pointed out that, hey, people have died because of this when they're partying on their deck and it breaks. So be sensitive about it. That's what he likes to do. Just make sure I know what's wrong and right. As if my brain won't tell me. Because 9 times out of 10 it won't. He's that part of my brain. How would you like your deck put together, and then this? Now, there's 2 things I want to point out with this next picture. First of all, well, 3 things. First of all, great ingenuity. I hope I'm using that word right. You are a mastermind of thinking outside the box. Great for you. Second of all, why? And third of all, notice the brand of beer can it is. It's a Natty Light. Does that tell you anything? Does that tell you the type of person that you would do that? Okay. I started asking that question. Producer man and I were going through pictures. And I was like, who would do that? He's like, dude, Natural Light beer can. I said, enough said. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Here's the next one. I'm not sure that I would ever use this faucet. More so, the outlet. Just a thought. Just a thought. Water and electricity. Not a good combination. Here's the next one. Now, you would think... Now, keep in mind, I'm no architect. I'm not a builder. I'm Joe Blow that knows nothing about construction work. I know people in construction, but I don't know construction myself. I can do minor things around the house that my dad's taught me. And then he's taught my sister more. Because I'm more... I don't want to get hurt or dirty. Anyway. But I digress. And then I looked at this picture. It would be great during snow season. That'd be a fun sled hill. But that would be a killer... Like... up. You go flat and then up. I don't know. Like, what? It's not like, if you look at the house next to it, that one's kind of the same. So I don't know what that person was thinking when they were building the house. Like, isn't a driveway like one of the first things you do? I don't know. I host a stupid YouTube show. And trust me, it is stupid, my show, not YouTube. Just to clear that up. Anyway, here's the next one. I would have a feeling the foundation is not a fan of this house. That basement gonna be gone. And finally, again, Not sure I'd use this outlet, but what do I know? I'm not an electrician or a water person. Yeah. Craziness. So, on to my next segment. You guys know that I love my police blotters. And the only people that I feel had bad luck are the police that had to go on these calls. It's time for this week's edition of Here Come the Popo. Alright, so hold on just a minute. I have to pull this one up on my phone because it's really small. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on to find the picture, put it in my phone so I can read it off my phone, and I forgot to pull it up. I was so excited about the tangent countdown clock that I don't know what I did with this picture. But it's too small for me to read on the screen, so we're going to try to look for it this way. Probably not going to happen. Oh, I know where I found it. I know. Hold on. This is normally where we like to time fill. And so I'm just going to pretend like, how was your day? Oh, look. Okay, here I got it. All right, so here we go. It's too small for me personally to read. Hopefully you're sitting right next to your laptop or computer screen and can read it better than I can. So I'm going to read it off my phone. And had I not said that and had it already pulled up, you never would have known. Producer man was like, you don't need to tell them that you're looking at it on your phone. Because they won't see you. It's the magic of television. But you and I are friends. We're almost family here. Except Producer Man. He's like the unwanted stepchild. So here we go. Here's the first one. Hudson, a Sullivan Road resident, called police to report a suspicious package on his front porch November 2nd at 3:20 p.m. The resident said that he observed an unknown person leaving a package and called police, according to the police report. The officer said he could see the package clearly labeled with Amazon logo and asked the man if he had recently ordered anything from the firm. The man said, "Why, yes, I did." The officer said told the resident his order had arrived. Did I ever tell you on the show that I hate stupid people? That's basically how the show started. Let's just put it that way. Here's the next one. 3:56 p.m. dispatch report of a Swanson chicken pot pie running east on Clay Street. So, fun fact, we were doing rehearsal, and Producer Man was like, did you realize your voice changes when you read these? Like, you read them like breaking news, as versus reading anything else in any other segment. Oh well, whatever. Here's the next one. 1:33 p.m. Sonora. A man came to the sheriff's department to, quote, find out how to legally kill someone. Be a member of ICE? I don't know. I'm sorry, I said no politics. Here's the next one. 12:22 p.m. A cellular caller reported a large snapping turtle in the roadway of Elm Street and Crescent Road. The turtle fled the area undetected. Like, what? Stupid people. Speaking of stupid people, here's the next one. Police solve case of missing bacon. A Grand Rapids, Michigan resident told police last week that someone had entered his home during the night and taken 5 pounds of bacon out of the refrigerator. Upon further investigation, police discovered his wife had gotten up for a late night snack and was afraid to admit it. Here's the next one. 6:55 a.m., a caller reported invisible people yelling from inside a wall and requested an officer with X-ray vision. Because every police department's got Superman on speed dial. Here's the next one. Oh, no, that's the same one. Here's the next one. A man reported that a squirrel... Helps if I actually hit the button. A man reported that a squirrel was running circles on Davis Drive and was not sure if he was sick or had been hit by a car. The officer responding to the scene drove down the street and ran over the squirrel. Well, at least the squirrel's not sick anymore. And to be clear, he was hit by a car. And now the police officer faces murder charges. Wah, wah. Here's the next one. Cheaper than Comcast. A caller reported on July 12th that a suspicious car was parked near the U.S. Bank on the 1200 block of Northwest Gilman Boulevard. Police contacted the vehicle, which was parked in the McDonald's parking lot. The subjects were using the Wi-Fi signal from McDonald's. You alright? Yeah, okay. Are you mad at me? Oh, shit. I'm filming a show. Can I get back to filming? Okay. Here's the next one. Atherton. To prevent further complications, complaints, a resident volunteered to remove a chair hanging from a tree. Did they make a homemade swing? And finally, July 29th, there was a report of smoke in a house on South Elbow Bend Road, but no fire. It was found that the eyeglasses worn by the reporter were hazy. There should be an island where if you do something stupid, you go to that island. Oh, wait, it's called prison. But these people aren't committing crimes, they're just being stupid. Now comes one of my favorite segments of the whole show, and proves that my rule around this set, right here. I don't know why I did that so bigly. I don't know why I did that so bad. Anyway. Everybody in this room, and those of you watching, know the show's golden rule. If I have to see it, you have to see it. That's right, everybody. It's time for my favorite segment, the things you can't unsee. I love this segment. Producer man hates it. Maybe that's why one reason I love it so much. He's like, dude, it's just people at Walmart. Yeah, but they're funny. Random people at Walmart. They're not trying to be funny. They're not trying to be stupid. They just are. Here's the next one. First one. At least this person tried to put on a shirt. Not the right size shirt, but at least they put one on. And I'm going to ask you to remember that picture, as much as you don't want to, later on in the show. Here's the next one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the next one. Now, I just want to point this out, because this one took me a minute. I'm like, so what? There's two people sitting on a bench. What's the deal? Please note where her boobs are. And then I want to point out, you're in a store that sells bras. Go buy one. Enjoy. They're like her legs. They just need spread. And in my opinion, they're like your legs. They need to be closed. Here's the next one. Remember when I told you at least he put on a shirt? He looked so sad. At least that guy got a shirt to put on. Me, I have to walk around shirtless. Here's the next one. Okay. First of all, we have a Walmart not too far away from where I live, about 20 minutes. It's got 2 bathrooms. Let me clear that up. It's got a men's and women's, and then in the back of the store, it's got a men's and a women's. I don't know. And also, something else to think about here. Let's go back to the bra lady. They sell underwear and new pants at Walmart. Enjoy the picture. And that is why I don't like shopping at Walmart. I'm kidding, I shop there all the time. I'm kidding, I don't, if I don't have to. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I get dressed in the morning, I put on my socks, put on my underwear, put on my pants, then I put on my other pants. Not joking, I wear mesh shorts under my jogging pants. I don't know why, just always have. This person, I think, missed the memo. Maybe they thought pants then underwear? I don't know. I don't know. But not all people are as smart as we is. So this next one, I think it was a stunt gone wrong. Maybe the guy was too drunk. I don't know. But it's just kind of funny when you see someone that ruined a display. Here's the next one. Hold on. I just put this next one in here because it was kind of cute. I am all for emotional support animals. I wish I could get my dog registered as an emotional support animal. Because when I pet her, it does calm me down. When I'm not home, I just pop a happy little hydroxyzine and I get calmed down. But I digress. Yes, and for those of you who are ready to break into my house and steal my hydroxyzine, it's not a narcotic. And you don't get a high off of it. But I always do leave them on my desk in case you do want to break in and steal my hydroxyzine. Anyway. But how adorable is it that this man cares so much about his emotional support goat? No, you heard me right, goat. That you make a wagon for it to pull behind your Walmart scooter. Was that not adorable? I'm guessing this next picture was taken on Halloween. Maybe it was just a normal Tuesday for them. I don't know. Maybe they got their closets mixed up. I don't judge here. I don't judge. Unless I'm making fun of you, then I'm judging you. I don't like to judge. How's that? And finally, again, you're in a store that sells men's clothes, and all props to you if you like to dress in women's clothes. Because he's wearing women's clothes, looking at women's clothes. More power to you. I'm happy for you. I truly, truly am. Even the high heels. That is what I'm most proud of. It takes a special kind of man to wear and be able to walk in high heels. That man must have practiced for a long time. More power to you. Oh, Lord in heaven. Well, that will do it for this week's show. Excuse me. When I talk a lot, my throat gets dry. I promise you, my next episode won't be until next Sunday. Hold on. Let me pull up a calendar. Un momento, por favor. I'll have to film it before. So next Sunday is the day I leave for my training for 3 days. So I'll have to post it. I'll have to film. I'm saying this and looking directly at Producer Man because he is against coming on days where we're going to film when it's not a day I'm going to post it. So either we're going to film it and post it on Saturday, or I'll film it Saturday by myself because it's my show, whether my producer's here or not. Still my show, my house, my production system, my camera, my computers. I own the show. I can film butt naked. I'm not going to YouTube. In the middle of the night if I wanted to. Maybe I won't post it till Sunday. I don't know. But just so you know, I'm really starting to freak out about my dog and what I'm going to do while I'm gone. Grab my hydroxyzine. Anyway, I've already taken 5. I'm kidding. I've taken 3. I'm kidding. I haven't taken any today. Anyway. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope you know that September not only is my birthday month, but it's also going to be the next Friday the 13th month. Anyway, they happen every 6 months, people. With that said, I hope you guys have a great week. Before you stop playing this video, please... there is the show email address. I don't know why you can't read it all of a sudden. I think it's because I don't have my desk showing. But it's shittalking20@gmail. Let's see. Can I put my arm? No, I can't. Sorry. It's shittalking20@gmail.com. Please also message me in some advice questions. I'm thinking about doing an advice segment. I did one on one of my very first episodes, and people have been asking me that I'm saying that I'm good at giving advice and asking if I'm going to do it again. So send them in, and I'll do them. I don't care if they're real. They have to be acceptable to talk about on YouTube and not get me in trouble at my new job. That's all I'm going to say. Those are my only criteria for anything you send me. While you have a second, here I'm turning on my I forgot what I already called it. My rambling timer. Please like, subscribe, comment below, and click the notification buttons so you know whenever I post my new episodes. Because who knows? It could be a year from now. Kidding. It's going to be the next 8 weeks. Without further ado, I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you next week. And until then, everybody, that is all I'm saying.